Soviet Union beats US into space. Alaska becomes the 49th state. Hawaii the 50th later that year. The year is 1959, and this DeSoto could be had at your local DeSoto showroom. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like. Ever want to know more about cars? Like the history, design of these rolling works of art? We cover the classics, vintage, some exotics. We love the orphan cars or brands of cars that no longer with us. If that sounds like a channel that you will totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. This 1959 DeSoto firedome is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania, with over 850 cars for sale when recording this episode. And get this, anybody can go there. It's totally free to get in. For more information, pricing, and pictures pertaining to this very car, be sure to click the link below after the show. 1959 DeSoto model lineup. But before getting into all of that, let's talk Chrysler model lineup, because DeSoto went under very, very long time ago. For those that may have never known of DeSoto's marketing position in the Chrysler Corporation itself, this is how it went: Plymouth, Dodge, DeSoto, Chrysler, Imperial at the top. 1959 DeSoto lineup. These may or may not be in order because everything was on fire at DeSoto. You had the Fire Sweep, Fire Flight, Fire Dome, and Adventurer, as well as wagons. DeSoto offered Firedome from 1952 to 1959 in 3 generations. It was introduced as DeSoto's Primo line in 52, and it stayed Primo until 1955 when it became the basement model from 55 through 56. It finished out its generation as a mid-trim level from 57 to 59. Could be had as a 2-door convertible, 2-door coupe, 4-door wagon, and 4-door sedan, designed by our boy, Virgil Exner. 1959 was the last year DeSoto had 4 models. In 1960, DeSoto only offered the Fireflight and the Adventurer. In 1961, just DeSoto. And it's ironic because Ford only had 3 brands. They decided to bring on Continental and Edsel to compete with both Chevy and Chrysler. They both had 5 brands under their umbrella. I was always amazed, really, that GM could keep it up for so long. Ford would be back down to 3 brands by 1961, and Chrysler 4 brands by 1962. Chevy kept 5 brands until 2000 when it ditched Pontiac and Oldsmobile. Just think about that. They built the same cars on the same, for that long. That's just, it always blew my mind. But that's a story for another day. Getting back to the 59 DeSoto, they offered the Firedome in 26 solid colors, 190 two-tone color combinations, and even all of that didn't attract DeSoto buyers. 59 did see a facelift, so let's compare. 58 on top, 59 on the bottom, starting in the front. Bumpers, front fascia, headlights, fenders, they are all completely different. The windshield looks to be the only thing that might be the same with the vent windows. Mirrors are in a different location, and that's honestly why we do these comparisons, so that you can see the differences in design from year to year. And maybe you're looking for a 58 and then you saw a 59, or vice versa, and then you want a 59 opposed to a 58. Looking at the side profile, same overall shape, different side moldings as well as paint schemes. The fenders on the 59 don't seem to flare out as much. The 59 has rocker trim not found on the 58. Looking at the rear, everything is different. The fins protrude past the headlights on the 59. The 58 has exhaust ports in the bumper that isn't found on the 59. The trunk lid profiles between both cars are totally different. Moving to the dash, 2 totally different binnacles and dashboard layouts. Steering wheels are different. Which one do you like better? In the comment section below. Let's talk specs. 221 inches long, 78.7 inches wide. It rides a wheelbase of 126 inches. It weighs 4,010 pounds. Price $3,399, which is equivalent to you spending $35,637.99 in the year 2023. Total 1959 DeSoto production was 45,734 units, of which total firedome was 15,076 units. Four doors was 2,862 units. Moving on to engines. Only one engine on offer. Tons of conflicting information. I just needed to show you this because there is a lot of people don't realize how much conflicting information there is when doing these. And that's what makes doing these really hard, is to find the right information from the right source. And sometimes you'll think that you have a viable source and they give wrong information from time to time. The 361 only came in the basement model. The 383 came in everything else. 383 cubic inch displacement V8, 6.2 liters. It's good for 305 horsepower at 4,600 RPM. 410 pound-feet of torque at 2,400 RPM with a bore of 4 inches and a stroke of 3.75 inches. Compression ratio was 10.1 to 1. It featured hydraulic valve lifters. When backed with a 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 7.9 seconds. Theoretical top speed 120 miles per hour. Average fuel consumption 10 miles to the gallon. Moving on to options. Not going to talk about all of the options, but here are a few. Also, it's important to note that these cars used Vogue interiors, which gave more headroom, more legroom, foam rubber seat cushions in front and rear on all models except for the fire sweep. Options: swivel seats, power brakes, power steering, power windows, headlight dimmer, air ride, air suspension, 3-way prismatic mirror. All right, let's talk styling. Just look at everything that is going on with this design on the front fascia. All kinds of different levels. It almost looks like there should be grills or something here. Or maybe that's just the way it was, just all open like that. Look at how these headlights are pushed back inside here, whereas the top of the fender overhangs. Marker and or turn signals. Look at all of the different... Look, there's like a center light. That's different. Look at all of these different lines. Coming up and looking at the top of the hood, it's very smooth aside from the center line here. Has these nice fender markers. Everything about this car is huge. Look at all of the different lines that are going on here. Fenders flare. It's all channeled here, running the belt line of the car. Rear view mirror is mounted on the fender just forward of the wraparound windshield. Look at all of the stainless. It has this like built-in sun visor, almost like a little miniature one. Look at how this is all textured. Has drip rails that run the length of the car. All these. The fin starts right here, and it's very aggressive. Look at how high that goes out the back. Gas filler door. It's a rectangle. Check down here the rocker trim, as well as chrome gravel guards. Rear wheel well flares out as well before it tapers back into the body. Look at this fin design. Look at how far it comes up. It's all nice and channeled out there. 3 lights. Massive chrome bumpers in the back here with textured effect in this negative space. Bumperettes. Very smooth deck lid. There isn't a center line back here. This car has some really nice lines in the rear section, that's for sure. Up here, it's got some nice stainless around the rear window. Just notice it's wraparound, and the pillars aren't very big at all. Like, here's my hand for reference. It's only maybe 4 or 5 inches. All right, getting inside, look at how this door handle works. Check all this out. This is all aluminum, and it goes inside to the inner door frame. All aluminum. And it's a very light door. Look at all of the different colors and patterns going on. All the bright work separating the colors. Door handle to pull the door shut, as well as armrest. Door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Operates like that. Look at this small vent window here. Coming down inside the pedal box down here. High beam switch on the floor. Brake pedal. Just look at how massive that brake pedal is. Gas pedal on the floor. Hand brake. Take a look at this interior. That's what the door sounds like shutting. Here is what over the hood impression looks like. Here is what first person over the hood looks like. Underneath the steering wheel, there is tons of room to put my hand between my lap and the steering wheel. On to the button switches and knobs. There is a lot going on with this design, starting all the way left. Push buttons for the automatic push button transmission, reverse, neutral, drives, first, second. Notice there isn't a designation for park. Rather, you just put it in neutral and then just use the handbrake. You could leave it in gear, but you had to remember to move it back to neutral. Otherwise, it might move around on you when you tried to start it. This dash has 3 tiers. Odometer is at the very top and center. Just below that is the speedometer, flanked on both sides by turn signal indicators left and right. Gasoline gauge, idiot amp light, idiot oil light, coolant temperature. Bottom left, headlights, panel lights, wipers. Bottom right, heat and ventilation control, key, ignition, and radio. Up above, there are sun visors. They're pretty good sized sun visors. There's my hand for reference. The rear view mirror is mounted on the dash. Some people don't like it mounted there, but on this car, it's mounted on the dash. Over here, another sun visor. Just look at the space in this. I can't touch the other side. This car is super wide. On to the glove box test. Here is our test subject. Here is my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. Oh man, look at that. Oh, it fits. Oh, it fits in there perfect. And it shuts. Ashtray located there, as well as cigarette lighter. There looks to be I don't know if this is aftermarket or if this is original air conditioning unit. It looks like an aftermarket unit. Coming to the rear door, just look at how this rear door is designed. And how all of this is designed. Aluminum trim around this door as well as on the inside. Maybe that's why you don't see that many of these cars, is because there's a ton of aluminum being used on this car. Look at all of the different designs and colors. It's just like the front door. These bright bars separating color. Armrest, door handle to pull the door shut, door handle to get out. Window crank for the big window. Operates like that, and it goes the whole way down. Door lock. Just look at the rear seat and how much space there is back here. Here is what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a real quick gander at the pillar to glass ratio. It's nice and bright in this car. Absolutely huge rear glass. This is what visibility looks like from the back seat. Let's take a gander at the seat profile. It is very comfortable. It's nice and reclined ever so slightly in the back here. The seat bottom doesn't dip down nearly as far as some Ford products. The bench itself is pretty wide. Here's what my knee situation looks like. It's how much space there is between my knee and the back of the seat. It does feel like stadium seating back here. It feels like it's a little bit higher. Or maybe just the seat back doesn't go up as high. Maybe that's it. Creature comforts. There are coat hooks. There's a coat hook here, as well as on the passenger side as well as a dome light in the center. There isn't any center armrest or anything like that. No speaker. Nice parcel shelf back there. This is what I look like sitting in the back. I got tons of head space. I got tons of knee space. It feels like I'm in a limo, or maybe the center seat in a van. There's tons of space back here. Coming to the under the hood section. So right here, it's like a trap door. And then there's an actual handle up inside there. Push it. It's all one motion. So this is the handle in which you push up to release the hood. So here it is. Air conditioning compressor there. Radiator, battery, generator. So check out that. That's an interesting setup. Looks like power brake booster with a single master cylinder on the bottom. Power steering. On the positive side, rare. These hardly get seen. This is actually the very first time that I have ever seen a 59 DeSoto firedome in the wild. Any body style. It doesn't matter. They're very rare. Big and spacious. Great greenhouse. Great visibility. 59 is the last year for all of the models at DeSoto. Against it, construction quality from the factory was so-so. Chrysler didn't have the quality steel that Ford and Chevy did. And that's why forward look cars are so expensive. From 55 to like early to mid 70, possibly longer, they just rusted. They rusted on dealership lots. The car is huge. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. Two scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 59 Oldsmobile 4-door or a 59 DeSoto 4-door or a 1959 Mercury 4-door. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Moving on to the second scenario, a bit outside the box. Would you rather have a 1959 Edsel 4-door or a 1959 DeSoto 4-door or a 1959 Ambassador 4-door. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below. I read and answer all comments posted. I don't say that for self-worth or anything like that. There's lots of big channels out there that you'll never get a response back from the actual person running it. You won't get that here. This is a car community first and foremost, channel second. If you'd like to talk just about cars or whatever, I love talking about cars. It's my favorite thing to do. You could ask anybody in my family. So it's an open line. If you want to reach out and send me an email, all of that will be linked in the description below. Just know I appreciate all the support. And until next time, toodaloo!
Hello, you have reached me, Arnold. I can't come to the phone right now. I'm not killing pepperoni. If you want a pizza in the next few days, leave your name, your number, your serial number, how tall you are, and all the other ridiculous information I need to know. So what kind of pizza do you want? If you want pineapple, I'm going to kill you. If you want broccoli, we don't put broccoli on pizza. But if you want pepperoni and 9mm bullets, you've come to the right place. If you screw with me, I'm going to give you bad pizza. You don't screw with me, I'll give you good pizza. Maybe I'll give you the pizza. Maybe I'll staple it to you.